Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for coming. Thanks to the media for coming today. We really appreciate all the efforts that the media in town has been giving to us the last couple of weeks. Today we have, of course, Assemblymember Shannon Grove, who is with us. Standing next to her is Assemblymember Rudy Salas. Everybody here on this campus knows our great Mayor, Harvey Hall. We've got Gabby Castaneda and Romeo Agbalar. Gabby works with Senator Vidak and Romeo works with Senator Fuller. Thank you all for coming today. We have Brian Williams right there, works with Zach Scribner's office at the county. We're so glad he's here. And our assembly members have brought their help as well. We're grateful to have Javier here and Christian. Where's Christian and Javier? There's Javier. Where's Christian? There's Christian back there. Thank you for coming. Did I leave anybody out? If I did, sing out, okay? I didn't mean to. We also have some other people in the crowd that I want to introduce you to. The gentleman that owns Express Transit, Baldo, raise your hand. He is here today. And the CEO and what is your title? Associate Executive Director from NAPD are here. Darla Benson and Sean Kinnemer. These are the people that bring clients to programming all over Bakersfield. Their transportation programs lose hundreds of thousands of dollars each year. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. Baldo has had to cut back on routes because there's not enough funding for what it costs to do this. But yet they figure out a way to make it happen, and we're so appreciative of that. NAPD, the same way. They lose money transporting people to BARC and to other programs, but they figure out ways to do it. For decades, BARC has figured out ways for us to do programming that didn't pay for itself. The MOVE program and the packaging programs are the ones that have typically been in the red for the most amount of money, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I have been working with our elected representatives here in the city, in the county, at the state and the federal levels for 22 years, screaming and yelling from the housetops, we need some help. Today, we're going to mourn the closing of a couple of businesses that BARC has had for a long time. Ladies and gentlemen, give a big welcome to our Assembly Member, Shannon Grove.
Thank you. You know, the disabled community has been on my heart ever since I got put on a committee that dealt with the disabled community, and I just fell in love with the people that are so inspiring. All of you out here are so just amazing and inspiring with all that you do every day to make a normal life. I want to tell you that we had legislation last year and the year before to fund the Latterman Act, the 10% increase, so that these programs would not close, and we failed, and we're not able to get that through, and the governor didn't sign that bill. I can tell you that we have AB 1565 this year to support, again, the 10% increase. We have a lot of co-authors on that bill. It's Assemblymember Lackey's bill, but there are several of us that co-authored that bill. But I want to tell you that being in the minority, it's very difficult to get things done. But I want to tell you that the next Assembly member that I think is going to speak, Assemblymember Rudy Salas, has came on board to be your hero. He really has, and you should give him a big round of applause because he is We have fought this battle for 2 years, and now Rudy Salas is on board, and he has gathered enough signatures of support, I believe over 50 signatures, in order to get a bill passed or language passed to fund the 10%. And I believe that letter he'll share with you, and it did go to the governor's office and the budget chairs. And so I'm very confident and very excited that we now have strong Democrat support for this 10% budget increase. And I really hope that the governor has an open heart to the disabled, and that he signs the legislation that is part of this trailer bill package that will allow this funding to take place. So thank you for letting me be here today, and let me bring up Rudy Salas.
That's okay. I want you to know that I am the only, not me, but all of us in Kern County are the only program directors that can say that every single elected official to Sacramento supports us. None of my counterparts can say that. We get strong support from Rudy Salas, from Shannon Grove, from Gene Fuller, from Andy Vidak. We have gotten great support, tremendous leadership up there singing our praises, and none has been stronger than Rudy Salas. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give him a big round of applause, okay?
Good morning, everyone. Let me just tell you guys, it's a pleasure to be here advocating with you guys. You know, when I go and talk to my colleagues in Sacramento, it's never about what you can't do. It's about what you can do. And you guys are a living testament of that every single day. It's about what we can do and what we can do together, right? Like Assemblywoman Grove had mentioned, you know, this is going to take a bipartisan approach. We have assembly members, we have senators, we have Democrats, we have Republicans. We have everybody coming together for you guys. We have everybody coming together to say this is important. This is something we need to do. We need to fund these programs because they matter. These programs matter for people. These programs matter for families. These programs matter for our community. Do you agree with that? So the fight still goes on. You know what we need you guys to do now? We need you guys to tell the governor how important this program is. We need you guys to do that. So let's make those phone calls. Let's write a letter. Let's let them know that we're not going to be quiet. We're not going to be silent. We're going to stand up. We're going to fight for this, and we're going to keep going forward. So with that, let me go ahead and bring up another champion, unless, Jim, you want to introduce. So let me just say thank you guys. We're here to join you in this fight. I have a copy of the letter that Assemblywoman Grove signed on to that we're championing for you guys. We'll leave a copy with you guys. That way you guys have that as well. But there are nearly 50 signatures. 50 signatures from both parties and everybody on board. So thank you guys. And keep fighting. And don't forget to make those phone calls, okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Rudy, for giving us a copy of that letter. We'll take that letter and we'll add a letter to it, and we'll get our clients, staff, and our family members to send that up to us, and we'll inundate the governor with that. The largest and loudest cheerleader in town for the intellectually and developmentally disabled is our own mayor, Harvey Hunt.
Good morning, all you special friends. It's so terrific to be able to join you today and to bring attention to this terrible issue that is about to develop with the closing of two major programs here at BARC. And when you consider that BARC has been in our community for 67 years and 34 years at this location, think of the number of lives that BARC and its various programs have sustained in our community, sustaining all of the lives for all of you today. You know, and each one of the programs that BARC provides makes it possible for all of you to have life as it should be, okay? And I think that it's important for us to recognize that 135 clients and lives are at stake today if these two programs are terminated. You know, I think it's wonderful that we have the support from our two assembly members today. I can't tell you the number of times that it's a struggle to get state government to respond to local constituents. But you have two folks today that are certainly doing that, and they've been out front, and they want to make a difference. They want to make it possible so that all of you can continue to have your jobs here at BARC. I get a special feeling in my heart every time I come to BARC. And I look at all these favorable faces that are looking at me now, and I see all of the smiles. I see all of the enthusiasm as each one of you greeted me this morning, okay? That touches my heart. It touches my heart leadership that I give back to you. But I want you to know that we care as a community. We care about all of you. We care about your livelihoods. We care about you sustaining the wonderful life that you have because of the BARC programs. So all I can say is that we're going to keep working and working and working to sustain the programs, and keep smiling, people. Keep smiling, all of you clients. Because that means so much to all of the leadership in our community to look at you and to look at your passion for what you do here at BARC. And so I wish you a good day today, and Mr. Baldwin, here's a small contribution that I'd like to present to you today. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. That's very kind. You know, it's not just BARC that's involved here. It's the whole community. Everybody from BARC, raise your hand. Everybody from NAPD, raise your hand. NAPD came out today to support what's going on here, because this affects all of our community. And I want you to know how much we appreciate you all taking the time to come out and be with us today. Shannon Grove has been working tirelessly to raise money on our behalf in the community. Shannon, tell us a little bit about that, if you would, please.
Thank you. You know, when I got the phone call a couple of weeks ago that Jim was going to have to close the MOVE program and the packaging program, my heart just broke. And Inga Barks was actually the one that gave me the phone call. And so we plotted and planned and called Jim. And of course, I reached out to my wonderful community people that I always call for help: Stan Ellis, Barbara Grimm Marshall, the Trigueros, just amazing people in the community, Congressman Kevin McCarthy, Leticia Perez, our supervisor. And they all came up with money, and we haven't stopped making phone calls yet. I called the mayor immediately amped up money, and he brought his today, and so to save these programs. And so we have been making phone calls and making sure that we reach out to the community, because Kern County is an extremely giving community. Even in tough times that we have now in our economic situation, Kern County will not fail us, and they were going to and we're calling on the community to contribute to BARC to keep these programs open until we can get government to move. And like I said earlier, I know that government will move faster now that Assemblymember Salas is on board, but let's call on the community to keep these programs open until government gets the budget signed in June, and then let's not have a lapse in this coverage, because this is an amazing program. And I believe the community is going to step up, and they already have. We've collected or have committed a community event. Channel 17 is running advertising on it. They're working in partners with BARC and other disabled organizations like NAPD, and they're hosting a community event for us, so that'll be on television. We're looking forward for all of our media to get involved and help support this and do community events to reach out to our area. And we just appreciate everybody who's contributing to BARC. You can, I don't have the information, but Jim does. It's right here on this board. If I can get Romeo and them to move over. To support BARC, you can go to www.barc-inc.org, and you can contribute. Or you can call my office, you can call Leticia Perez's office, you can call Rudy Salas's office, and we'll give you the information so that you can contribute to BARC and keep these programs open. Because how many of you in this audience right now want to make sure these programs stay open so you have a place to go, right? Yes. How many of you guys want to keep your jobs? So we're going to do it, and Kern County is such a giving community. I know it's going to come forward, and so we're just relying on that, having faith in God that this is all going to be provided for, and we're working hard and making phone calls to the community, and I know it's going to happen, Jim. I really do.
Thank you, Shannon. We were supposed to close the move department on the 31st of last month, and money came in that kept it open a little longer. So we are really grateful for that. This concludes our meeting today. These programs, without the funding, will close. There is no way around that. The governor has not listened. We've never had this much legislative support in all the time that I've been at BARC. We have more support from our legislators, our power brokers, our policymakers in Sacramento than we have ever had. But the governor has been the one that has got the money. It's not money that needs to be collected. We have the money. They're not spending it on you. So we're going to continue to write those letters, make those phone calls, and we're never going to give up. Thank you all for coming today. Have a good day.